Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this amazing ride through Niners land. Just kidding. I see you guys blowing up the comments, guys. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it, man. Sorry for being a little late, trying to finish up some of my notes. Just got off work a little while ago, so yeah. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it, man. I did throw the call-in link in the chat if anybody wants to call in and chime in any of their thoughts. First and foremost, especially anybody who watches this post live, please stop anything that you're doing right now. Please like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. Turn on the bell notification so you guys don't miss when I go live or any of that stuff, right? You guys could tune in and give me your thoughts live so that if you disagree with me or you agree with me, we can talk about it live, not after the fact when you miss your opportunity, right? So yeah, once again, thank you all for being here. I'll throw some of you guys on screen real quick. We got my boy Brian Colpin here. As always, the GOAT, man. And got another GOAT right here, Raphael 5629ers. Thank you, bro. We also got Mariah Faithfully. Thank you for being here. 49er Faithfully podcast in the house. Thank you guys very much. And you guys go check them out if you haven't already. Great stream over there. They're awesome, man. Let's see. We got CG in here as well. So yeah. What up, CG? Hope you're having a great day, bro. Yeah, let's get to it, guys. First things first, I think you guys saw like the thumbnail of the video, and I haven't really talked about it before. We tapped into it a little bit yesterday, but my opinion on what's going on with the whole Trent Williams debacle right now, Jesse Naylor being the great reporter, investigatory journalist that he is. If you guys remember that line from Zoolander, the investigatory journalist, but he came up with some some snapshots of Trent Williams tipping off plays, and he said basically, right, I know you guys all know this, but when Trent Williams had a certain stance, it was a run play, and when he had the other stance, it was a pass play. And so he's tipping off the other players. There was that rookie, first of all, it was a rookie defensive lineman on the Bears week 1 that said, hey, I have this towel up my sleeve from Trent Williams. I have it up my sleeve, and it really helped me out. And I think that guy, from what it was, he doesn't have very many sacks this year, but he has 2 or 3, and one of them is against Trent Williams. So that should tell you a lot of what you need to know from the effect that this could have on a game. I know a lot of people say, yeah, you still need to beat Trent Williams on the play, or really you have to beat the 49ers on the play, regardless of whether it's a pass or run. And but yeah, anyways, just like Brian says right here, first and foremost, good job, Jesse Naylor, man. I thanked him for coming on the show. Awesome guy, and just a great guy overall for the 49ers community, and great to have him as an ally. Again, I started this the day before yesterday, so if anybody has any specific comments for me or questions, throw the 4 flame emojis if you could, please. That way I know that's specifically for me, so that it doesn't get scrambled in with the chit chat you guys have in the comments as well. Just so I know, 4 flame emojis anywhere in your comment, so I know that you're directing that question or comment towards me, and it helps me sift through the comments, right? I would greatly appreciate that. You don't have to put wolf or anything like that. Just put the 4 flames so I know. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for that. If you guys could do that. And yeah, good job, Jesse. Thank you for that. My thoughts are on it that the NFL is already as difficult as it is already, right? It's super difficult to win in the NFL. Some people would call the NFL's state right now what's going on with the lack of offense and stuff like that. And just a lot of teams having like these weird losses, weird wins, that it's mediocrity. And I don't think that's the case, man. I talked about it last time I was on, that there's so much rotation in the NFL, so many moving parts. Like, I talked about how half the 49ers are in Miami now, right? When you count the coaching staff, the players that are over there now, that's 49ers East. So ridiculous stuff like that, right? So it's constantly, the trade deadline, free agents, all that stuff, man. So it's ridiculous. And I think that just has to do with the NFL making their league such a level playing ground so that everybody can compete, every team can make money. And it hurts the game, but it helps some fan bases, right? It gives them a better shot of being a competitor in some way. So that's my feelings on the mediocrity area of it. But like I said, any little niche that can get you going, I compared it to, I forget whose channel I was on, but I said the NFL is almost like blackjack, right? If you guys, oh my God, I always forget to turn off my notifications. Sorry, guys. 1 second. But anyways, um, I compare the NFL kind of to like blackjack, right? Meaning you have a certain advantage if you know how to play basic strategy. If you guys know what that is, that's basically just if these cards are showing, that means you make this move. You have to memorize that whole basic strategy first and foremost. Then you can take it to the next level and become a card counter, which improves. So you can go from the house having a 1% advantage, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when it comes to casinos, that's a big advantage. Then you take it to 0.5% just by learning basic strategy. If you start learning how to become a professional card counter, you can take your advantage up to like 2 to 3% advantage in your favor, right? When you think of it on a mathematical scale, that's like an infinite amount of advantage because you're going from a negative advantage to a positive advantage, right? So think about it in those terms. I know I'm kind of going on a little rant here, but because the NFL, any little advantage, just like that in blackjack, can put you over the top, right? That's why you see people that become professional card counters and they just travel to different casinos every weekend and make millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars or even 20s of thousands of dollars, right? Tens of thousands. So yeah, man, it's already hard enough to win in the NFL. If you got guys that are supposed to be goats in the league making little mistakes like this. Let's take myself, for example. When I played, I only played up to college football, but when I was there, I made sure that I lined up exactly the same way every time. I know it's different for offensive linemen because, you got the 2-point stance, the 3-point stance. They got different stances, right? With wide receivers, it's more of, are you going to lead with and where are you going to put your hands? And that's pretty much it, right? Which foot you're going to lead with. Me, no matter what, whatever side the ball was on, that's which foot I was leading with. That way I had no telltale signs at all whatsoever. I didn't care what release I was going to take for what route. It didn't matter, man. I was just going to take the same stance every time so that my opponent never knew, right? The opposing cornerback never knew what was how I was going to attack them. We got David McNew. We got CG Ruthless in the house. Gonna bring you in, bro. You ready? I think so. Yo, CG, how's it going, bro?
Doing good, man. I guess the 4 flame stands for your name, man. I guess for other people, man, just put the raccoon for me, man. I think I should deserve a raccoon emoji, right?
Yeah, there you go. That you got to come up with a little something so you know what's going on. And
yeah, like the loud sound. You put the loud sound on the raccoon because I have the look of a raccoon.
What's going on, bro? What's on your mind?
Not much, man. Yeah, the tip plays, man. I give credit where it's due for Jesse. He put it out there, and a lot of NFL players were taking it seriously. But I think they were trying to say it won't matter because he's one of the best at the position. But when you play offensive lineman, it depends on what type of movements you do too. Because I played pretty much all the spots, including center, guard, tackle. Played it through high school, through semi-football, even through college football for a short minute before that. And it depends on the movements too.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Yeah, at the end of the day, the opposing team still has to beat our offense, whether they know it's a run or a pass or screen, whatever the hell it is, right? I understand that. But in a league like the NFL that's so competitive, and you know how the NFL levels out every team, like the losing team every year gets the best draft picks, right? That type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so that things are more even. You know, the salary cap makes things more even. And so because of that, 49ers have to let go of all-stars and stuff like that. So as competitive as the NFL is already, any little advantage at all whatsoever that you're giving the opposing team is going to make a difference. Doesn't matter how small. We know this is the game of inches already as it is.
The game of competitive edge also, because when you play this game, you want to know what they're moving. Like okay, like when you know the pass block signal, they usually go on their back foot. But when they move on a different
Yeah.
formation, like the way they do run blocks, it's a lot different. Hey, see, that's what I'm looking for. But I guess
That's why I put it up there.
yeah, if you think about the raccoon, it has the shades, it has the look like I am. So I would think maybe I can use that emoji instead. Hey, Brian Cope's been trying to promote my brand. Maybe you could put a raccoon under the brand with the hat on.
Oh, there you go. One of those. Just get one of those beanies. You know, the ones that are the raccoon face with the the
Yeah,
little
hey, Brian
paws
Cope,
coming
maybe we'll
down.
come up with some ideas, man. But he's been trying to push for ideas, but
Yeah,
been too
we
busy
got
with
it.
work.
Yeah, I gotta shoot him some stuff too pretty soon. But yeah, man. So that's one of the first things. Do you got any more thoughts on the whole Trent Williams debacle? If anybody else does,
He still plays at a high level. I get that maybe those signals are kind of suspect, but he hasn't made too many mental mistakes like most of these players. Like
yeah,
the one guy who needs to step up his game a little bit better is McClinchy, man.
yeah.
It's like
I have a great
he's
point
just
of that.
mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I had it for later, but I guess I'll just bring it up now, man, because you know, the offense is already underperforming as it is. You know, Trent Williams is tipping off plays, so who knows how much of an impact that's having. But you got McGlinchey, man, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you really think about it, where do most of our successful runs go? Run plays, where do they go when we have success?
Mostly on Trent Williams, right?
To the left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, because McGlinchey's to the right, right? Those damn plays are always getting blown up. Those are the plays that are always getting blown up. That's where McGlinchey's at. His strength is supposed to be the run game. We're not seeing it. So at this point, he's becoming a net negative because he's a liability in the pass game in pass protection, and now he's becoming a liability in the run game. So at this
Yeah.
point, what do you do? And where do you start looking?
Started to find somebody who could do better than him, but it's like they just like him so much
Yeah,
they keep him with that starting job for no reason. Like if he's not stepping up, let's put Brunskill at that tackle spot.
yeah,
We know
definitely,
what he can
man.
do.
Yeah, Brunskill's a badass, bro. He's he's such a Swiss Army knife, man, but he's super solid. Like I understand that it seems like they just want to keep him at right guard, but I think he could do really good at right tackle. And who's the other guy? I know there's Jordan Mills, Colton McKivitz, but
Yeah, I
Colton
like
McKivitz
McKivitz in
plays
some
left
ways.
side.
Yeah, he's a good pass blocker at times, but run blocking's always been something he needs to work on. Spencer Burford, he could do pretty much everything at that guard spot and all that. Like he can even play tackle. I mean, the only question mark that I hear from Jake Brendel is like his run blocking is probably not as good. Like pass blocking, he's kind of improved since I've called him out against the Saints game, or not the Saints game. I mean the Falcons game.
Uh huh. Talking about
But
Brendel, right?
yeah, that
Yeah.
guy blocked me. Hey,
I
maybe
know.
Jesse Naylor can get that dude to unblock me, and then he can just take the energy out of it.
He's just gonna block your ass again. Oh
Hey,
man.
they should make a shirt out of it just to put it like that little. I should make a campaign shirt with Jake Brendel blocking me.
Oh, for real. Literally,
That'd be
like
comedy gold right there.
you lining up as a defensive tackle against Jake Brendel.
Yeah, and go bam, get off of me.
Oh, we got crazy
Just
juice
like
in
that
here. Hey,
Falcons player. Just like that Atlanta Falcons defender knocked them down.
jeez, that was rough. I'm glad he's doing better since that game because he was looking. And that's what I want to see. You know, improvement. You know,
Yeah.
really, I know we've been hard on him, but in the beginning of the season, he was having these dumbass fumbles, these dumb snaps where he snapped the ball into his ass and it just drops and fumbles, right?
That's what I never understood.
Yeah,
But
and
but now he's kind of getting it now. But now that you only see the only guy with the one who's standing out and hasn't made much mistakes is Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks has kind of been consistent.
yeah,
Burford's had his moments, but I think he'll be all right.
yeah. Flave just popped in. He said, "Is that Jesse's long lost brother?" Oh, he's talking about you,
Who's he
CJ.
referring to? You?
He's talking to you. He's saying you look like Jesse Naylor.
No, I
Oh,
don't. I wish. I mean, nah, just playing. Just playing. Hey, he's a good dude. It's because maybe we have the beard or something.
yeah, it's the long lost brother from another mother. But
Yeah, I mean, I like what Jesse does. He does a really good job, man. He's been on my show a couple of times, but he's been too busy.
well,
He gets too many invitations, so he tells me that
yeah,
he turns down as he can only get what he can get. Is what he told me.
yeah, that's understandable, man. That's why once I get these guys on the show, I just kind of tell them, hey, man, if you ever need anybody to fill in, just hit me up. I'm not gonna bug you. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Just you know that I'm here now. You know what I've got, and then we've kind of had that interaction. Now the ball's in your court. If you ever need anybody, I know you got your time slots and everything where you already got people for. But if you ever need anybody, I'm here, bro. No pressure.
Yeah, I could plug you in. I could plug you in some streams, man. Just I have a little bit too much of a schedule, but I got like what is it? Friday morning streams like I always do, and I've been kind of like raffling those Cardinal fans off the Twitter, man. They've been getting ruffled a little bit.
Ruffling the feathers, huh? The red
Yeah, I like
chickens.
doing that just to get under the skin.
You do like to get under people's skin, man. You're like kind of like one of the WWF guys. But
Yeah, I guess you can say I'm in today's modern era of MJF. That dude gets under people's skin.
I don't know who
Or
that
the
is.
Miz.
I don't know wrestling ever since like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. I never paid much attention. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I was wondering if you got any thoughts because the Eagles went and signed a guy that the 49ers were looking at, all the fans at least were looking at, in Dominican Sue, right? You heard about that?
Yeah, I wanted him,
Yeah.
but I knew at some point the team was going to sign him, and I just wasn't surprised that the Eagles might have made the push.
Yeah. And we have heard talks about like Armstead. Kyle Shanahan feels like he'll be back soon, as well as actually Kinlaw. So we're going to have to see those, man. But D line is playing all right now. I'm going to get into more of the D line and just the overall performance of the defense in a little bit. But it does suck, man, because I do think, they signed him under a 1-year contract. I didn't see all the details, what kind of money he's getting this year for that 1-year contract, but it sucks that he's going to a team like the Eagles, right? You
Yeah,
want to
they're
see
contending.
you want to see the 49ers make aggressive moves like that, which outside of McCaffrey, it seems like they haven't been doing, man. So,
Well, there's always Sheldon Richardson, man. That guy's pretty solid. Like we can get him in the rotation part, get him on a cheaper deal. Like I just saw under Jack Hammer. Jack Hammer was putting it out there also because I was checking out a stream of his and what he said on Twitter. And then, yeah, shout out to Jack. He was talking about Dominican Sue as an option, but that didn't happen. But I think we should definitely consider Sheldon Richardson.
yeah, definitely, man. Especially with Dominican Sue off the market now. That's tough to see. But again, I'm seeing a couple more people pop in here. I put the link in the comments for you guys if anybody else wants to call in. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there real quick. We're going to talk about the defense. Then we're going to talk about the offense, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan, CMC, that kind of stuff. So you guys be ready to chime in with your thoughts, man. But yeah, 49ers kind of dropped the ball on that one. We'll have to see how he performs. He's what, 35 right now? Yeah, he's 35.
Yeah, he's up in age, but I think Richardson's about like 32, so he probably won't be as much. Like he's still a solid run defender. I'm surprised he's still available, but he does fit the scheme that we want to run. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do go for that guy. Well, there's Kevin King. I know he's not quite a big name, and I know he hasn't panned out with the Packers. I know he had one great year, and then he wasn't quite the same. But you always want to have depth charts, so maybe that's another option to get. Yeah, man, John Jay, I call him the ultimate cheeseburger report. Now I'm just playing, man. That's my brother, the Gilbert Godfrey of the ultimate report, man.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah, not just play, man. But he kind of like takes it as a compliment. But I mean, dude, I think as far as our defense, I think we're starting to get healthy at the right time. It's just that one other secondary spot is probably one of our weakest links, and maybe some solid rotation defensive tackles would be nice. I think our ends are pretty capable.
And that's the thing too. Okay, maybe we didn't bring in Ndamukong Suh, maybe not even Sheldon Richardson, but we have Chris Kasurek, right? And he's a guy over and over again that's going to show you he's going to get the best out of guys. So, man, he probably would have made Ndamukong Suh come out here and look like a damn Pro Bowler if kind of back to old form and maybe different, a hybrid of what he was before and is now with his veteran savvy. So I feel good if the 49ers do bring in a defensive tackle, please hurry up and do it. But
get Richardson, please.
Yeah, dude, because like I said, if Kasurek can get his hands on him, and this guy has a lot of potential, imagine what Chris Kasurek can get out of him, man. But the D-line is already doing good as it is. We just need to take another step to be a championship caliber D-line and defense overall, really.
Yeah, it wins championship. You need some good depth pieces. I know we've been going through some injuries, and I don't want us to go through the same issues like last year with our secondary, man. It's kind of leaning towards that if we can't get these guys to stay healthy.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. We're going to have to keep these guys healthy now, man. And so that's why I'm still not understanding why we're not looking at more DBs. We have Dante Johnson, but I mean,
system guy, plug-in guy. This guy never goes away, so that's probably somebody we don't even.
That's
they're.
That's like liability insurance instead of full coverage.
Yeah, it is, and it doesn't even cover the full insurance. It doesn't. But there's always Darqueze Dennard. Maybe we can get him. He wasn't that bad.
Hey, is this what you're talking about? John Jay is talking about you're the Eagles, Ohio State, and Warriors fan.
This guy gets on. This guy likes to play around, but I give him this nickname. I didn't want to say it, but I did want to call him the ultimate cheeseburger report, man, because the word ultimate, and then you go to Jack in the Box and the cheeseburger.
Oh yeah.
Hey, yeah. So Brian Cope made the new hashtag. Just put CG with the raccoon because I do have the look of a raccoon with the shades on. Put the bling on. Now that's catchy.
You're gonna have to come up with the logo too. I got to come up with that at some point that incorporates the 49ers with the wolf and
like a CG logo under the hat or something like that with the bling and then something like that.
There you go, that too.
See?
How are you feeling about the Trey Lance thing, man? Because we all saw him on the sideline, right? And he's walking on his own accord, and I got pumped up, man. I know everybody's heard me say it, but I kind of flinched a little bit when I saw it. I was like, oh shit, what the hell? Where'd that guy come from?
He's recovered as quickly as everybody expected to be. I'm surprised that they should have just at least kept him for the option to maybe if he comes back, you can just get him to return, but they just shut him out too soon.
Yeah. And that was the thing. The expert reported at the time of the injury that this is a 10 to 12 week injury, right? We're at week 11 right now. I think we're in week 11.
And he's at that process to recover. So it's like, I don't understand why you would even put season ending if he can easily return.
I think they just didn't want all the questions and stuff like that. Right.
That's being conservative. That's what happens with Shanahan in the front office. They're too conservative. Dude,
exactly. That's who they are, man. But shit, what was I gonna say? I hate when that happens.
You forget something and then you're like, oh, what the fuck's something?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so Trey Lance, okay, the expert said it was gonna be 10 to 12 weeks. We're in week 11 right now, so pretty much right on cue. I was listening to shout out Ryan G. Hensley. I was listening to him today, and he was talking about he has a source, and I know we all don't want to jump out and really believe when people say they have sources, but I'm going to take his word for it right now and see what happens. But he says he has a source within the organization. Doesn't say whether it's a staff member, a player, or anything like that. He refused
Keep it
any of
low
that.
key.
Yeah, he's trying to keep it low key, but he said he has somebody in there that's saying that it definitely is healing quicker than anticipated. Those weren't the exact words, but that was basically what it was. The overall feeling of it is that it's quicker than anticipated. So Kyle Shanahan didn't see this coming, basically, right? He didn't understand that it was going to be this quick, that Trey Lance would have a chance to come back. But how do you feel? How do you feel about Trey Lance? Do you want him back, or what do you think they should do about handling that situation?
Well, you never know when Jimmy gets hurt. You might want to have Trey in again, like maybe
Yeah,
just slowly get back Trey in, but make him just come back as a backup at this point until something happens with Jimmy. Then you can just plug in Trey Lance back to the fold like he never lost a job.
exactly, man. That's what I think. And not only that, man. Let's say nothing happens to Jimmy, right? If Trey Lance can practice and get some reps, at least give the defense some good scout team looks, why not do that? Both sides
Yeah.
are getting good reps, right? So why not do that? If it's just gonna improve on his abilities for next year, then even that is gonna be beneficial for the team overall, man. So that's how I feel about it. I wouldn't understand otherwise, but we'll see. I know this regime is very damn stubborn.
They're very conservative and they're very much like they're just trying to like not take the chances. But they did take the risk with McCaffrey, so that's gonna have to pay dividends.
Yeah. See, that's the thing too. Yeah, man, the risk. Do you still think this was a good trade, or did you ever think this was a good trade for CMC?
I thought the trade was kind of like a long shot. I'll be realistic about it because we had too many running backs. I just never
Yeah,
thought this made sense. I've heard
yeah,
rumors that it was going to link to the Niners interested. And as soon as I hear those rumors, I'm just like saying, I don't want to hear it. Nah, I don't want to hear it. Doesn't seem legit. And they're always throwing our team out there, just like the OBJ rumors too. And I get it, but I can't believe everything nowadays. But now it's like it's becoming legitimate. So when we got Christian McCaffrey, my reaction of it was like, dude, how many running backs do we need? Like, how many running backs do we
yeah,
really need?
yeah. And then, of course, too, like even Kyle Shanahan came out and said it was a pretty bullshit cop out, man, um, because Matty Mayoko asked him in uh, a conference call. He said, "Hey, Kyle Shanahan, with all the weapons you've brought in and all the weapons you guys have, is it still surprising to you that you guys only scored 22 points? And is there anything you can pinpoint on it?" And Kyle Shanahan's answer was, "Yeah, we brought in CMC, but we lost Jeff Wilson Jr. at the same time, so we didn't really add anything, right? We're kind of it's a net zero." It's like, dude, are you fucking serious?
Dude, he's a little bit better. He's more talented than Jeff. Jeff's more of a system back. There's a
Well, it's not only
difference.
that you didn't lose Jeff Wilson Jr. to begin with. You traded him away, and there had to be some
Yep.
of this schemed up beforehand, right? I think
You,
they were
you,
just like,
you,
"Oh, CMC, go ahead." What?
well, like CMC, like you need to trade Jeff Wilson because he was going to be a free agent after this season. So what we're going to get in return, you probably weren't going to bring him back next year. So you might as well get something in return before you don't get nothing. So getting CMC was kind of like getting somebody that can really do everything. Like CMC is
Yeah,
just like Debo, but just at running back, but can catch the ball off the backfield.
yeah, and I feel like okay, so a lot of people are jumping on him because Elijah Mitchell had more rushing yards than him. We never, I don't think we ever brought CMC in here to be a bell cow running back. I think they're going to put him in the run game so that the defense has to play honest, right? But he's going
Mm-hmm.
to be used as a weapon. That's just to keep the defense honest,
Keep
as
them
far as
guessing.
yeah, make them continue to play the run game when he's on the field, and then hit him with the check down or whatever the hell the route is if they end up putting him in the slot or a screen or something like that. But yeah, man, I think styles make matchups too, just like in boxing, right? And
Yeah, it does.
maybe this wasn't the game against the Chargers. Maybe that wasn't the game for CMC. Maybe against the Cardinals, he's going to be the better running back, or maybe just the overall weapon than Elijah Mitchell. So it's going to every game you always see different players are utilized better in different matchups, right? So that's how I feel about it. Let's not get
Well,
impatient about it. Yeah, go ahead.
CMC is definitely going to keep defense guessing. That's what makes him so good. Is like he's a good runner, so defense are going to stay honest. But then when you look at the fact he can catch the ball off the backfield, that is like a slot receiver at that position, dude. This guy can
Yeah,
catch the ball and change positions. Like when he caught that short pass, it looked like he could have been tackled, right? But he got right past that one defender, dude.
he's quick, man. Very quick. And I don't understand why they're still not using him in the running back screens as well. Really, even Elijah Mitchell also, man. I don't understand why we don't do that. When you want to rather put it at risk by throwing it to the outside receiver on a screen, we saw the Rams get picked off by Hufanga in a play like that. Halfback
Yeah.
screens are a lot safer. John Jay, what's up, man? 49ers Ultimate Report in the house. How's it going?
Yeah.
Ultimate cheeseburger in the house. I'm just playing.
What's up? What's up? Niner game. Wolfcast. Shout out to
What's
the
up, bro?
Eagles fan in the building. What is up?
You could just say
Well,
Wolf
they're
if you
flying.
want,
They're
bro.
flying the Sioux train. They're flying the Sioux train, man. I guess I
Oh
guess
man.
I guess those Eagles community are tweeting a lot, man. They're going nuts.
Anyway, I
Uh,
just wanted to correct the fact for the viewers. CG is an Eagles fan. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Wolfcast.
I get it
no,
because
you're
I
good.
work with the BGS sports media. I get it because I work with these Bird Gang guys. I work with these Eagle little buddies. They're like my little buddies, man. They back me up, man. I don't know why.
Got to do that, man. It makes for great content always. Getting the back and forths and all that shit. But John Jay, do you have any thoughts on your mind that you wanted to bring up?
Well, first of all, it's Viva Mexico because we're going to Mexico. I'm happy. It's been
Mhm.
like I think 17 seasons since we
It's
played over there. We're playing the Cardinals again, but it might
yeah.
be different because apparently everyone is banged up with the Cardinals. Everyone,
Yeah.
Hopkins might even be out.
their backup quarterbacks hurt. Kyler Murray's hurt.
Please no Colt McCoy, please, man.
Oh man, Buda
I
Baker's hurt.
can't ill for.
So it might be a bad game. It might be good for the 49ers, but it'll probably be a boring game because
Oh man.
everyone is hurt. Because like I heard their third string quarterback is taking reps with the first stringer, so that's not a good sign for the
I heard
Cardinals
that
when your third string has to
It's
take
all the
reps.
cameras.
Oh man,
It's got to be all
I
for the
heard
cameras.
Hopkins missed practice, so he could be out with a hamstring.
yep. So
And I'm hearing Hollywood Brown can play, so that might be the guy that's going to make his return.
yeah,
See,
we have
and
so
then
much firepower. Like I was watching some 49ers video where they were asking why is the Niners offense not putting up a lot of points, and we're 19th in the league when it comes to putting points on the board. That's awful, 19th. So I don't know what's going on with the Niners. Like you can't be 19th and expect to be a team that's going to play in a Super Bowl. That's why I'm very cautious right now.
Oh yeah, I'm very critical with it too. Like 4th and goal, you can't just be kicking field goals. You got to get
yeah,
aggressive. You got to have some cojones, man.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Yeah, I
And
mean, sorry, go ahead, John Jay.
and then there's a YouTuber who he works for the Atlantic newspaper, David Lombardi, and he says, "Oh, the
Oh
Niners,
no,
we've been averaging 25 points." I'm like, "Wait a second, that's wrong, Mister." He writes for a big publication, so
Mister,
he
I'm
doesn't know what
always
he's
right.
talking about. So it's sad when a small, tiny little YouTuber like myself has to correct a big reporter that works for a big newspaper who doesn't know what he's talking about. So it's sad that we're averaging 22 points per game, 19th in the league. Look at the numbers.
And
So
who the
it's
hell
sad.
has an Andrew Luck jersey, dude? Who has a Colts jersey on your damn podcast? Come on, man.
Colts jersey.
No, if you watch Lombardi's live stream, you'll see a Colts jersey right on the
Oh,
top, bro.
No, I
yeah.
heard about that, but I have heard since McCaffrey's been here, since he got here, that the 49ers are averaging 26.5 points per game now. But that's since McCaffrey got here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's
So that,
averagely, but we did score 22. But then I'm hoping that it adds up to Monday night because the Cardinals defense is dinged up from what I'm looking at because no Buda Baker.
yeah, if you take it into consideration, like, okay, let's say Brandon Ayuk doesn't drop that pass in the end zone, then it's probably 29 plus the missed extra point. That's 30 points, right?
Yep.
Then it looked like we are going to score on that drive where he fumbled as well, right? So that could have been
Mm-hmm.
37. But, we're playing a game of what ifs at that point. And, we're just going to have to wait and see if they could clean that stuff up. But I think the Ayuk fumble was pretty inevitable, man.
I mean,
Just
to be
hope.
fair, the Chargers are a good football team, so it's kind of hard to score on a good football team like the Chargers.
Yeah, they're pretty good too, man. Got to give them their flowers, man. They played with their hearts on their sleeves, I guess you could say. But Brian says CMC equals Debo with better hands. I wouldn't say that. They have different play styles, man. I would say he's Elijah Mitchell with better hands in a way. But
Nah, CMC is the modern era of a male Marshall Falk, man.
if Cooper Kupp and Elijah Mitchell had a baby,
That
that's
would be
CMC.
CMC.
That's
I know where you're
CMC.
going. I know where you're going with
Oh
that.
man, you guys heard it here first. But look at Brian Colt's emojis, his banner he set up for us. Crazy Juice says, "Viva Mexico." There you go, man. Hey, shout out to Mexico.
Viva la Mexico. That's what
All
they
the,
say. Viva la Mexico.
all the Mexican fans, I want to see how you guys show up, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's get
Mexico.
that.
Viva la Mexico.
I
That's what
hope
they
that.
say in Spanish.
Yeah, there you go. I want to see if just like how loud the stadium's gonna get, how big of a party it's gonna be, man. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of looking towards that too. And I know, like Jesse was talking about, people are going to be looking at Trent Williams' stance and his feet now.
Yep.
John Jay, did you have anything to say on that, by the way?
About Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, yeah. Did I say Trey Lance?
You said Trent. You almost said Trey, but you went towards
Okay.
Trent.
Oh yeah, Trent Williams.
Yeah. So yeah, I've I've been listening. That guy, he's on, I think, the Fox Sports channel. The Apacho Ono, uh, the former football player, and talking about
Oh,
uh, his stance, and I'm like,
Emmanuel
you know,
Wacho.
yeah, and I was like wondering, like, what's the big hoopla about how Trent, like, it does a stance for like I'm not saying from experience, but as an offensive line player, if you play in the middle, your stance is straight across. But if you're an outside linebacker, basically right tackle, left tackle, your stance is more like a diagonal. So when you look at the offensive line, it's more like a slight curve, because when the bull rush and the pass rush comes at you, you have to know how to defend it. So I'm not sure what his point was, what he was trying to talk about. And personally, I really don't care about offensive line, because their job is to protect the quarterback. So I don't know what he was trying to do or what his point was, but that's what everyone's been talking about in social media the entire day.
Yeah, no, for real. And that's why I was like, you know what? I wasn't really going to talk about it because I kind of made my point about it. But I was like, you know what? It's being talked about so much. I want to know what everybody thinks because I know I have my feelings on it. I want to hear what you guys have to say so we could kind of go back and forth because I know you guys are pretty smart and have different perspectives than I do sometimes. So definitely wanted to hear that and have a conversation about it. But just to begin with, man, I never trust Emmanuel Ocho anymore. I always throw his
He's a
opinions out
mediocre
there.
linebacker.
Well, not only that, yeah, he played only 20 games in the NFL. He's not like a Hall of Famer or anything like that. I don't know how he got his job, but to
And
begin
his
with,
brother.
man, once he made this statement, bro, about Trey Lance, because he was one of the guys that was talking shit about Trey Lance, right, before the injury, and I think it was actually in the offseason. As soon as I heard him make this statement, I was like, oh, dude, you're cut, bro. Like, I can't trust your opinion at all whatsoever anymore. He's like, he's talking smack about Trey Lance, and he's like, this is why they call him Big Play Trey. I was like,
One
bro,
big play trade.
who the fuck calls Trey Lance Big Play Trey? Where did you hear that? I've never heard any 49er fan ever, even since he made this statement, ever call Trey Lance Big Play Trey. There's big. What is it? Big.
One big play Trey is what he calls them.
There's Tay Martin. Big play Tay. I think he must have heard wrong or something like that.
No, you can't take these players from Texas seriously, man.
Yeah.
I know CG would know. He's also a Texas fan.
I was born in the state of Texas.
Yeah. I'm just, like all these jokes, like CG understands, like, you know, like because he has a good friend called John Chapman. He's also 49. They're both, you know, Texas fans.
Mm.
Hey, you know, John Chapman's my boy right there, man. But that dude be grinding, him and Wayne Breezy, man. They're doing a really good job, man. But I've been doing my own thing, man. This NFC West network is hitting up. It's grinding, man. It's a trend.
Yeah, you know, and
I see it's kind of caught on fire, like it's catching some good momentum, man. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing for all us NFC West guys to kind of hear perspectives from all those guys from the other teams, because we don't always know what's going on. I think we got, at least me, I do got a little bit of tunnel vision where I make sure I got all my eyes on the 49ers and try to watch some of the other stuff if I do have a chance, but it's not very often.
We got to outnumber that chat room at some point, man. All you got is nothing but these Cardinal fans coming into this damn stream, bro. We got to start getting the real red showing up, man. Like, come on. We got to get more of the damn real red in full force, man.
I bet you they ain't going to show up after this week.
Dude, I've been talking my smack on Twitter about them, bro. And they're they're riled up a little bit, bro. They're getting off that energy.
I'd be worried if I were them, man. But I think Kyler Murray's going to play. I don't think.
I just hope it's not Colt McCoy. That's all I'm praying for, because Colt McCoy could throw that ball quick, bro.
It's a different year, man. I think he caught the 49ers off guard last year. I think it's going to be a different.
I hope so. I hope so, because I wake up with nightmares.
I know, like, bro, oh my gosh, that game they should not have won. We had 3 turnovers. We had 2 fumbles and an interception.
Yeah,
that gave the ball back to the Cardinals. Our defense, that big run play should not have happened, because we had a safety that's no longer on the team who didn't even bother tackling them, and Ufunga, you know, was forced to play because our safeties were hurt, and he did not have a good game in that game. That run was a reminder that, you know, they got lucky. And again, I'm not trying to bring up old stuff, because that's just, but it's like the Niners. If Kittle didn't fumble the ball, we could have been able to get some points. If Ayuk didn't fumble the ball, we were going to score. And then Jimmy Garoppolo was playing well until he threw that interception. It's just like, you know, so, you know, that's a game that, like, oh, man, like.
Yeah, the offense can't fumble this time, man. You can't be making those stupid mistakes. But at the same time, you know, Colt McCoy, he's an average quarterback. He's a backup for a reason. I think he caught the 49ers by surprise, as well as our offense making mistakes, like John Jay's saying. And so I think I don't think it matters which quarterback is back there. I think we're going to whoop on the Cardinals, bro.
I hope so, man, because it's a trap game every time we play the Cardinals. But in all seriously, dude, it's a really good stream going forward, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. My wife's gonna be head up in about 5 minutes, bro. So I'll definitely promote your stream just to get some of these people over there, man, and get you the 200, man. That's what we gotta do, man.
Appreciate it, bro. Hey, man, always good talking to you, brother. Take care, man. Huh? Have a good night.
All right, man, for sure.
Boom. All right, John Jay, and then there were 2.
Yeah, then there were 2.
Real quick, Brian has a question, and then I'm gonna get back to David, because I didn't answer Brian's question. He says, does David Lombardi cover both the Niners and the Colts? I don't think so, but I don't watch that dude. I don't watch that.
I don't like all that I know. His videos, you know, pop in on the feed. I click on it to listen to him, and like
I can't do it.
He's a reporter. Like you could tell he's someone who reports. Like, you know, you could tell that he's very. And the way he presents is like more like a presentation more than, like, you know, podcasters and everybody else. And I've never heard of him before until you know, I started to see all the podcasters again. Like there are a lot of people who know one another, And for him, yeah, like like props to him. He's doing something. Give him that.
Uh-huh.
But it's like it's so stale. Like it's basically like your grandfather's show, something that's very slow, down to earth, very
Yeah.
positive, very analytical, very literal. But
Yeah.
people like me, like I want you to be raw and authentic. Like I don't like people pretending. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change my opinions
Or
when I
scripted.
yeah when I listen to people, because a lot of people, they do that. Like they always like try to make sure. All right, I do have my personal opinions, but I have to also agree with the viewer and their point of view. And I get it. Like
Mhm.
opinions are opinions, but I will always like, and I've said it on my channel. Like if I don't see your point of view, if it makes no sense, I will say I respectfully disagree, and I'm gonna give
Mhm.
you my thoughts, my reasons why I feel my opinion is a little bit different than yours. But I never come at a person like, oh yeah, you're dumb. I don't do that. But yeah, David Lombardi, like I watch his stuff because his stuff pops in. I don't watch his live streams. Like I click on it for like 1 or 2 minutes and then I get bored out of it. But I don't
Mhm.
really follow David Lombardi. But yeah, like the stuff that he says, like I said, no, we're 19th in the NFL. We're averaging 22 points per game. Yeah, the last few games we scored 23 points, we scored
Uh-huh.
31 points, and then we scored 22 points. So we've only scored 30 plus points in 2 games. So it really shows you that we're not scoring.
Yeah. Definitely not scoring as much as we should, man. And David McNew says he saw Acho's rant, and he ended it with saying you still have to beat Trent Williams. I said that, right? But yeah, I still feel like regardless, any little bit of edge you can gain in the NFL can put you over the top because it's so competitive, man. And these all stars that you're playing with, the best in the world. We got Curtis McLeod in here. I think that's how you say it. McLeod. Okay, maybe McLeod. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but hey, thank you for being here. He says, "Bang bang 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 Niner gang." Hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah! And
Yep.
we got Corey Davis in the house. I can't say any damn words right now.
Yeah, he's the GOAT for a reason. Like he's the OG. Like, did he tell you when he was on the game on Sunday, all the players he met? He was just like saying, like,
Yeah,
I think he met every player. I think he was just
yeah.
being humble.
He was on here right after. Yeah, he called in right after. He was telling us about it. He showed us one of the pictures he took with who was it? Not Hafunga. I think it was Ebicom or Omenahu. But David McNew has a comment. He followed the rules. For anybody who doesn't know, if you have a specific comment for myself or a question, please throw 4 flames in that comment so that I know it's for me and I don't have to sift through the comments. He says Kyler Murray hamstring, Colt McCoy knee, DeAndre Hopkins hamstring, all limited in practice today. I'm telling you guys, man. So they're practicing. There you
Mhm.
go. And I think with McCoy, it's a knee contusion. So basically just a bruised knee, right?
Yeah.
And he's more of a pocket quarterback anyway, so he would have a better chance in the pocket. He would have a better chance of success than Kyler Murray, I
Mhm.
think, because with Kyler Murray, when you're limiting his mobility and making him just throw from the pocket and stay in the pocket, first of all, he can't see over his own offensive linemen to begin with. And second of all, he has to stay and be a pocket quarterback, which isn't his ultimate strength, right? I think what's his name? Russell Wilson is better than Kyler Murray when it comes to pocket presence.
Mhm.
But yeah, you have a time frame? Do you got a while to stay here, or what's
Yeah.
going on?
I got some time. Yeah.
All
I
right,
thought
cool.
I thought I was gonna be more busier today. That's why I didn't do a live stream. I did a pre-recorded show with another content creator, but I thought I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
saw
busy.
that.
But
Yeah,
I got some time. Like I got home much earlier
cool.
than I anticipated. So yeah, I got some time. I got some time.
Okay. So I'll move on to the next topic, which is defense. The 49ers did very good against the Chargers. Got a little worried there, a little bit. But I think especially when it's a close game and the opposing offense has a little more pressure to score, that our defense tends to do better. The 49ers started catching up offensively, and so overall, the 49ers as a defense only gave up one touchdown in that game. And I forget the score. What was the score against the Rams the week before? It was like
It
31.
was, it was 31-14.
Was it 14?
Yeah.
Huh. Because I thought they only scored one offensive touchdown in that game, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
yeah. Matthew Stafford
two.
ran one, and then he threw one to I think Higby, and that was about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the 49ers are starting to put some good performances against not the greatest teams, but they're putting some confidence together. They're building some performances back to back that are pretty good, man, and trending in the right direction. Um, we don't have like world beaters coming up on the schedule until maybe Miami. So we're playing the Cardinals this week, and then we're playing the Saints. The way the defense is playing right now, I'm feeling very confident going into those games that they could keep those two teams very low scoring and give our offense an opportunity to blow these other teams out, man. So and vice versa too with the offense that we have, man. Um, they need to start scoring points and helping the defense out to put pressure on opposing offenses. But yeah, man, do you have any thoughts on the defense? What's going on with them right now?
See, the defense, they have been performing, very well. They're in top
Mm,
5 in scoring defense, so that's good. So they're not allowing a lot of points. Uh, of course, the Chiefs game, like it doesn't matter who you are, playing against the Chiefs is not easy. So you're going to look awful.
yeah,
The week before, playing against the Falcons, that was just a tough loss for the Niners. Like, yes, we were hurt, but you still have to play, and you have to show the depth, the strengths, and you can't rely on all your top guys. There's a reason why there's 11 players on defense, not like you can't have all Bosa's or all Fred Warner's or all Charvarius
yeah,
Ward. You have very few of them, so everyone else has to step up and play. So the defense, earlier in the year they did a really good job. Had a bit of a 2-game slump in Atlanta, and of course with the Chiefs, but against the Rams, they adjusted, no points, and of course last Sunday the defense played great. They were able to get uh, Justin Herbert. They made him uncomfortable. He made a lot of bad, sloppy
yeah,
throws. He was never comfortable in that game. Of course, the defensive line pressured him. Even though we didn't get him, I think we only got him 1 or 2 times. We pressured him so much, and
yeah,
so I'm not worried about the defense. If the defense continues to play like this, as long as the offense can play like we did against the Rams, we should run the table. And again,
yeah,
I'm not gonna like. It doesn't matter who's the quarterback, Kyler Murray, Cole McCoy, or the third string quarterback. I'm not gonna take the Cardinals lightly. So every opponent from now on, we're supposed to beat them. We're supposed to beat them. But again, on paper, it says we're supposed to beat the Cardinals. So hopefully we take it one game at a time, one win at a time as we get closer and closer to the end of the year. Then we'll find out how good this team is. Again, we want to see this explosive offense put a lot of points. And again, I talked about this. I think everyone talked about this. Why are we averaging 22 points per game, 19th, and we're already past? Now this is week 11. So basically in 10 games, and the Niners, no, 9 games. 9 games. We played 9 games. We're only averaging 22 points. Something's wrong with this offense.
yeah. Definitely with all these weapons, man. And I think, like, getting back to the defense real quick, one of the cool things that we saw, I'm sure everybody noticed it, was we started to see coverage sacks again, right? So the D line was getting pressure as it was already, but you saw Herbert having to go through progressions, and I know he didn't have the greatest receivers in the world, but he had to go through his progressions and stay in that pocket. And that's what was causing a lot of those sacks and a lot of those pressures, a lot of the deflections. Like, for example, the one at the end, of course, there was a few deflections we saw in this game, and they weren't all intercepted, but you want to see that stuff, right? Because when you see Justin Herbert reach back for that release, you worry a little bit. But then when you see the ball wobbling and going in some weird direction, then you're relieved because you know the D line got a hand on it. So even if it's not a sack, man, that's good and promising to see. Um, I got a question for you about Jimmy Ward, man, because
Mhm.
a lot of people wanted him back at safety for a few weeks now, and I was like, okay, right now he's got the cast on. You know, I probably sound like a broken record, but I was like, he has the cast on. He's the last line of defense for the defense as a safety. So I don't want a tackling liability when it comes to that. So wait till he gets the cast off, then let's put him back at safety. He has the cast off now. So now it's time. That's how I feel. This dude was overlooked so badly in the 49ers' team overall because they were playing him at nickel, and he became successful when they put him back at safety at his natural position at the beginning of his career. Now, I think it's the time to put him back at his natural position.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Niners a few weeks ago made that decision for him to be the nickel corner, and I don't get it. Like play the other corners. Like we drafted corners. We got some corners on the roster. We drafted, last year and the year before. Use the corners again.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately that for whatever the reason, the Niners want to put him at nickel corner. What's wrong with Womack? What's wrong with Lenore?
Yeah, yeah,
What's wrong with Ambry Thomas? Ambry Thomas isn't playing, so there has to be a reason for that. Of
yeah.
course, you have Dante Johnson, don't play Dante Johnson. But, yeah, but I think, in my opinion, like Tayshaun Gibson has been doing really well. So
Mhm.
you have Ufunga, who's having a Pro Bowl season. He will be a Pro Bowler for sure. Travis Gibson is doing really well. So I think, like, are you going to put Travis Gibson at the nickel corner? I want
Tayshawn,
to. So
Tayshawn,
yeah, Tayshaun, I bet.
yeah, it's Tayshaun or Tashawn, one of those.
Yeah,
But
one of
yeah,
those.
Tayshawn
Yeah,
Gibson.
I'll just say Gibson. But at the end of the day, for me, like I don't know if they want to put the young guys at the other corner positions. Maybe that's why they're using him at the nickel corner. So I'm at the 49ers. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
Dude,
We got
Jimmy
my boy
Ward,
David and we
I
got
think
my.
they're just doing that to get Jimmy Ward on the field.
Let me introduce
I
you,
mean,
damn it.
what's up, man?
How's it going, David? We got my boy David McNew on now. How you doing?
Pretty good. But yeah, I think they're just doing that to try to get their best players on the field. I mean, Tayshaun Gibson, you can't bench the guy. He's playing. Look at how good he's playing. You can't bench the guy.
Yeah.
So what do? You try to put Jimmy Ward at slot, which it's not really. I mean, if the other team is running the ball 90% of the time, that'll work out. But he's going to get burned in the passing game because he's not necessarily. I don't think he's a natural safety. I think. Well, he's a natural safety. He's not a natural corner.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, man. I agree with you, man. So that's why they put Jimmy Ward in, was because again, you got to have your best players on the field. But at the time, Tayshaun Gibson was filling in really well, and Jimmy Ward still had the cast on his hand. So that's why you do that. Again, like David said, Jimmy Ward's not a natural corner. He doesn't want to be. um, but I think now's the time to rotate him. Tayshaun Gibson has filled in admirably. We're going to have to see what happens, but I think this is a good time to keep all three of our safeties fresh and just continue to rotate them, and they all play well. So we have a good problem on our hands at the least. I could say that.
it is. And I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to linebackers covering tight ends, why have a linebacker covering a tight end? Let's plug Jimmy Ward in that 3LB spot, which I hate
Yeah.
doing because we have them all back right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Have them
But
be the nickels
let's
against
plug
the
him
tight ends.
in. Let him cover the tight end.
Yep. 100%. Corey Davis has a question for us. He says, Niner Gang Wolfcast, have you heard any more news if Greenlaw is playing this Monday? Yeah, he should be playing this week. There, as far as I know, there was no suspension or anything like that. So,
Dude, they didn't even fine him.
That's what's up, man.
The NFL realizes how BS that was, and they didn't fine him.
Like I said, it was all a PR move. It was on Sunday Night Football. So they wanted to set the tone. Any other football teams watching, hey, this is how we handle business. So you guys better be careful where you hit a quarterback, right? That's what I think. You guys got any thoughts on that? Brian says you're the GOAT, David.
No, that's Corey Davis.
Yes. Yep. I think during my stream, well, not my stream, my pre-recorded stream, Crazy Juice said something about possibly after Tua, and I called that like 5 weeks ago that watch the NFL change the rule, and I think we saw it, and unfortunately, it was the 49ers that they made the example on, and for 49er fans, we all know that was BS. And of course, all the videos on social media, how the fans were like, F the referees, cursing. It really shows you how pissed off they pissed off the 49er fans. They should just warn up. Yeah, but unfortunately, and so now all the other, oh good, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. So now they're like, all right, the Niners, they screwed up. We're not gonna do what the Niners did. So that's gonna have a negative,
exactly.
Thing on it. Yes.
Yeah. And you said how 49er fans were cussing them out on posts and stuff like that. But Corey Davis, shout out to him. He was doing it in person.
Yeah.
Corey came on here right after the game and he said, yeah, man, I was cussing out the refs saying F you and F this and you mother heifers and F and F. We got Rohan in here. What's up, Rohan? Hope you're having a great night, man. I know you weren't feeling too well. Yesterday, it looked like you were coming down with a cold, so I hope you're feeling better, man. Good to see you in here. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I actually want to shout out Wayne Breezy because I see Rohan and Wayne Breezy. That's how I know Rohan. But I also remember he's also on the 49ers web zone, and I know a few weeks ago I called him like the GOAT because he writes for web zone. He does shows with Wayne Breezy. So and this guy's channel, like, it's blowing up. Like, this guy, he has really good content. I would like to have him on my channel, but I don't have a Twitter. So that's the thing that always hurts me.
You might as well get it, man. I mean, I've gotten it, and I just, I'll retweet cool videos of the Niners and stuff like that. I mostly use it to kind of talk to some of the guys, like one-on-one through the DMs. You don't have to tweet really anything.
And you don't have to pay attention to the pile of crap that's going on either, right?
Yeah, you don't. You really don't.
I'm good. Hey, Instagram. I like Instagram because I don't like. I'm not a smart guy, so I'll say that right now. I don't like writing stuff. I hated literature class, reading class. It was the only class I hated, and I spoke the language. So, but so posting pictures and videos. I'm a visual person. I'm not no writer. I'm not no smart person.
Yeah, there's this it's pretty funny because when you said it right now that it was my own language and I didn't know it. There's this native comedian and he's telling jokes and he's like, I took a Native American studies class. I was the only Native American in the class. I got a C. And then he said, I should have cheated off that little Asian girl.
Wow. Little comedians.
Yeah, man, he's funny. But getting back to it, man. So Kyle Shanahan's been underperforming. We talked about how, we all know Mike McGlinchey's a liability. Yeah, people point out some of his good plays and how we only point out his bad games or bad plays, right? But really, when we're paying attention to the run game, just that aspect of it, we're having our success. All the success is on the left side where Trent Williams is, right? All the run plays to the right are getting blown up. So I don't know if we can attribute it all to McGlinchey. I'm sure some other people could take some blame, but Kyle Shanahan just overall is underperforming. You got to know your strengths and your weaknesses. Um, those runs with Debo should be going to the left if you're going to run him on some of those plays. Um, and even Debo's getting criticism, man. And I think it's like far fetched the criticism that he's getting because he actually on his rushing average was was outperforming Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. So he was averaging 6.8 yards per rush play, and CMC was at 3 point. Let me double check what that was. Um, oh shit, wrong page. Whoops. You guys got any thoughts on that? In the meantime, we got Corey Davis in here. I'm gonna add him to the stream
Oh
right now.
hell yeah! Now it's a party.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
CMC was averaging 2.7 yards per rush, and Mitchell
Can y'all
was
hear me? I can hear you guys.
yeah, one sec, please. And
I'm
Mitchell
gonna
was
leave and
averaging.
come back. If you hear me,
No, we can hear. We can
'cause
hear
I
you.
can't
Guys.
hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh no, he
Oh,
can't
okay,
hear
he can't
us.
hear us. Okay.
Oh
Mitchell was
I'm gonna leave
averaging.
and come back again.
Okay.
darn!
So let me see if. Okay, I don't have him muted, but Mitchell was averaging 4.9 yards per rush. CMC was averaging 2.7, and Debo was averaging 6.8 yards per rush. So is he really the problem, man? Because from what I'm seeing now, the runs that he had to the right were all getting blown up to begin with, right? But Debo always finds he seems to find a way to make something out of nothing, right? You'll see a play get blown up and he still gets 3 yards or at least to the line of scrimmage out of it, right? And he still averaged 6.8 yards with all his plays getting blown up and maybe even the lack of creativity. So do you guys have any thoughts on that? Do you think he's getting too much blame or what?
Well, like Mike McGlinchey, like again, um, my boy Gavin, he's a big McGlinchey fan, and eventually, we talk. Me and Gavin talk. But when it comes to the pass, the pass attack, I always look at Mike McGlinchey as a roller coaster. There are moments where he blocks very well, and then there's some moments where he makes some, mistakes. It happens. No offensive line player is perfect, but you know, for whatever the reason, he causes penalties. I don't know if he means to do it, but when I watch him, like it's like I gotta hold my breath. Like I used to hold my breath when it comes to Jimmy, but because Jimmy's playing, I'm holding my breath every time there's a passing play, and I always look at the right side and see if Mike McGlinchey is doing his job. So I call Mike McGlinchey like the roller coaster at the pass game, but when we run the football, he there's a reason why he's a good run blocker, and I think that's the reason why the Niners still have him on the team because he's a good asset in my opinion. But I just don't know why he's not always consistent 100%. Maybe I'm just hard on him, but that's just my opinion.
What do you think, David? Uh-oh.
I think Mike McGlinchey, he isn't bad, he isn't good. But the thing is his bad plays have the worst timing.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean that's a big thing. If his bad plays didn't have such bad timing, we probably wouldn't be dogging on the guy.
Yeah, it's like other teams know to attack him when it's a critical play.
I mean, we all saw Khalil Mack just freaking bull rush right through him. Khalil Mack's not a very big guy.
Yeah.
Mike McGlinchey was like towers over the dude. I mean, I was looking at that like, really?
Yeah. Right. What's up, Corey? Corey Davis in the stream now.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro? Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, McGlinchey, I don't know. It's something about his technique and stuff. It seemed like during all season, somebody would get to him. One of the coaches or somebody say, "We gotta work on this. We gotta work on this." Because you've been in how long you been with the 49ers.
McGlinchey? I don't remember. I think it was 6'2".
John Jay, do you know?
Say it again.
What? How long McGlinchey
How long has
when he got
McGlinchey
drafted to the
49ers?
49ers?
Oh, he was drafted in 2018.
There you go.
Okay.
That
So he's
dude
been
looks
there
old
for a while,
already,
you
man.
know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He
And
should
he-
know. Somebody should have been working with him more, saying, "This is how you block for the check pass block." You know, Joe Staley, somebody say, "This is how you pass block." Come on, work with him, work with him. You know, take him through the all season, work on it.
Yeah. And it's crazy because you see a rookie like Jason Poe benefit from that. And we haven't really seen him on the field outside of preseason. But when you take a rookie like Jason Poe and he just soaks everything in that he could from Trent Williams, goes out there and trains with him in the offseason and all that, and he is one of the standouts of the preseason, you don't like there's no growth from McGlinchey. We're just seeing a steady decline. And it's weird, man, because even he hasn't been here that long, but yet he looks worse to the wear. He's kind of like, how people show Kyle Shanahan how he looked super young when he got here. He looked like a kid. Now he looks all gray and wrinkly. If you guys got any thoughts on that, shout him out, and then I'll read Jaguayo's comment. No, you guys good?
Yep.
All right, then. So Jaguayo asks, any thoughts on Aaron Rodgers' comments about putting grass on all fields? And Jaguayo, thank you for being here. Appreciate the question. Thank you. So my thoughts, I haven't actually heard the words from the horse's mouth from Aaron Rodgers, so I don't know what his exact quote was, but I agree overall, man. It was always weird for me myself to play on turf. Like it gives you these weird rug burns and stuff like that. I never got injured on it, so I don't know that stuff. But I never got injured on grass either. But I do like the give that grass has under your cleats. I would rather slip than tear my ACL. That's what I think attributes to a lot of these injuries. So if that's what Aaron Rodgers said, I agree with him, with George Kittle, all the players that have vouched for it. I think that's something that's going to be taken very seriously in the Players Association this coming off season. That's something they should negotiate for. And I know the NFL wants to push for another regular season game. So I would say Players Association, definitely put another bye week on the table for yourselves and petition for all fields to be grass. It's going to be a lot tougher to get it into those domes because the owners that own those domes, they like turf because of the look of it, right? So it's going to be a little tougher with them because they want to be pretty boys about the field that they play on, what they show on TV.
Hold on.
Jerry Jones. But you guys got any thoughts on that?
He said Jerry Jones.
Well, yeah,
Stop me when I lie. Stop me when I lie. Go ahead, bro.
they need to go all grass, but I think some of the players like first turf too, because you get more speed on it
Yeah.
than you do on grass.
Well,
You get more speed, but
it depends on the type of grass you're using. Kentucky bluegrass is light, so it won't slow them down.
You sound like
But
the lady.
if you get a bunch of crabgrass on the field, that's gonna slow them down, right?
Oh man, crabgrass. That's the one that really has the grip because it's like
Oh
a
yeah,
damn.
crabgrass. Oh man.
That shit's almost like concrete. It's like a solid octopus under your feet.
Yeah.
A dried out octopus.
Yeah.
The only reason why I know about that Kentucky bluegrass is because I got a friend that plays a lot of golf. So
Yeah. Like here's
Mm-hmm.
something so funny. And again, I don't want to bring up this team, but I have to bring up the Chicago Bears because before preseason started, the new coach of the Bears changed the entire grass and went with Kentucky bluegrass because when he was in the AFC, I don't know where he was, and he said, "Oh, I like Kentucky bluegrass." So he told the owners to rip it apart and put it on the field. So the Bears are using Kentucky bluegrass.
That's funny. When David brought that up, he reminded me of the girl from Fun with Dick and Jane. When they're taking their grass, their what do you call it? I forget the word for it, but they're taking the grass back because they're foreclosing the house, and she goes, "No, I ordered Kentucky bluegrass. This is green."
Oh,
I ordered green.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, that was
I
good.
ordered
He said,
Kentucky
"I ordered."
bluegrass. This is green. But
Oh man,
Brian says facts to you guys, and SF Giants play on Kentucky bluegrass. Fun fact of the day, man. Thanks, Brian. Always the GOAT. So yeah, man. So also another thing that I'm noticing with the offense, right? We're still going on these meticulous drives, and well, to begin with, in the beginning of the season, I'm pretty sure you guys remember me talking about how the 49ers should run more offense out of the shotgun because that's what Jimmy Garoppolo and really most quarterbacks are comfortable with. They're more comfortable out of the shotgun. You can do all the stuff that you can do under center. You can do it out of the shotgun and more because the quarterback is going to be back there. Everything's going to be more visible to the quarterback. And last year, towards the end, when the 49ers started going on their run, is when they had started coincidentally running out of the shotgun because the offense last year, very much like this year, was very stale until the end of the season when they started using the shotgun formation once again. Could definitely help Jimmy Garoppolo out. I think, like I said before, earlier in the season, the shotgun formation and really the pass game overall is going to help to open up the run game more and vice versa. But I think the 49ers are leaning too much under center and on the run game. And I think we should put a little more in Jimmy Garoppolo's hands because he's showing he could be trustworthy, man. But I want to know what you guys think about that.
Well, we need to change up some things too. You know, some plays we already did it. Defense already seen it, and so you need to try and change it up, trying to do a little bit more trick change that play up.
Yeah.
Like throwing the screen pass to Debo. Already the offense know, defense know. Oh, Debo's out here. He's gonna get the screen pass. We need to figure out some other ways.
And with Trent Williams,
Something that the defense haven't seen.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you other guys got any thoughts on that? No?
Well,
David?
our offense now look, we just got the shiny new toy. You know, he's only been with us what? Isn't this going to be his third game?
Yeah.
No, fourth game, right?
This one is going to be his fourth.
Yes, it
His fourth game.
Yeah.
So
Ran.
he hasn't been in the offense long. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, I don't think he's actually drawn anything up special for CMC, or we haven't seen it yet. And I mean, we have so many playmakers that Kyle Shanahan should be getting creative here. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like all kinds of analysts call him an offensive genius, but what I see is kind of vanilla. You know, it's basically the same plays, and it's like, what is he saving it for the playoffs? You know, what's he doing here?
Mm-hmm.
But then he makes this comment about wanting to blow teams out.
Mm.
And it's like, show me that killer instinct. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Facts.
Make us believers, man. Preach,
I know,
David. Preach.
And someone, I don't know who asked him, but someone asked him, like, and he's like, I think he said, I'm trying to make sure I say the right thing, talking about that, we are blowing teams out. And I'm like, okay, hold on. 22 points per game, 19th in the NFL. We're not blowing teams out. You did blow out the Panthers, but the Panthers are not a good team. We always beat the Rams. But when you look at the rest of the season, early in the year, we're barely scoring like 10, 11 points per game. So, I don't know what, in his mind he's trying to say, but like even Matt Mayoko, like he did, like, it's not an overreaction if you think that, he's conservative, because in only 2 seasons when he was with Atlanta, of course he did have Julio Jones. We did have
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, the Devontae Freeman at running back.
Yeah.
So, but even you go back to, like, Matt Schaub wasn't considered a Pro Bowler, and Matt Schaub looked like he threw, like, I think 4 consecutive seasons, 4,000 plus yards and 30 plus touchdowns. So why can he not do that with Jimmy Garoppolo? And it really speaks to, like, how he has changed the way he coaches because of his experience. And Matt Mayoko maybe said it, that maybe the talent that he has assembled, he's trying to replicate Atlanta. And even someone said that Brian Baldinger, who does those Baldy breakdowns, he even said it. I think he's trying to do what he did in Atlanta, but those players are different players than the players he has in the 49ers. So he does have to change it up. So by thinking maybe having McCaffrey, maybe you can have those explosive plays and all those fun stuff you didn't. But we all know Jimmy Garoppolo's very limited. So he's not going to be doing what Matt Ryan was doing. So, yeah, I've been wondering, like, where is this great offensive guru when you were younger and you made every quarterback, like when he was in, like, a lot of people don't know this, but when he was with the Cleveland Browns as a coordinator, he made Ryan Hoyer have his best year, his best career ever, in his NFL days. That's why they brought Ryan Hoyer to the 49ers, because he knew the system.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
David, you got any thoughts on that before I start going off about it?
Nope. Tear it up.
No? All right, so check it out, man. So I think part of it too, because actually, really, let me go back to what John Jay was saying, because I think what he has here in the 49ers, as far as weapons, has definitely surpassed anything he ever had in Atlanta. So it's weird that he's not having as much production. But when he was in Atlanta, right, part of the reason he left was because him and Matt Ryan were bumping heads, right? Matt Ryan was already pretty established as a veteran quarterback. And so you got this little shit coach who nobody knows. And just because of his father's name, that's the only recognition really that he has around the league. And so him and Matt Ryan, Kyle Shanahan's ego, he wants to run things the way he wants it run. And of course, Matt Ryan, whatever ego he has, they butted heads. So that's why that didn't work out. They had that one good year, lost the Super Bowl, and then they parted ways. And then so, like, what I'm seeing here with the 49ers is they're not putting enough trust in Garoppolo, and they're continuously putting him, because to begin with, the 49ers are putting together a lot of long drives, which is good because you want to keep the ball out of their opposing team's offense, right? Especially when you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert on the other side of the field. So they're putting together long drives. It's good to see. It's promising. But part of those long drives, man, is the 49ers are being too obvious on first and second down. They're running the ball all the time, right? Then they're putting Jimmy Garoppolo in a lot of third and longs, and he's converting the third and longs. So if he's showing you that he can convert those third and longs when he has all the pressure in his hands, why don't you put him in a better position to be successful? Let him throw on first down out of the shotgun. Let him throw a screen, even if that's what it must be. Whatever it has to be, man. Just put more on his plate to help out the run game to begin with. And don't just put him on third down where he has all that pressure on him. Because if really he doesn't make the throw on third and long, everybody's going to look at him like it's his fault. And I think that's part of what Kyle Shanahan wants, is he wants the blame on Garoppolo if anything goes bad, and he wants to have all the credit if everything goes good, right? Or let me know what you guys think. Well, okay. So another thing that goes into the long drives is, I think, when you have these long meticulous drives, it leaves more opportunity for mistakes at the same time too. So CG Ruthless talked about it earlier, how the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan needs to be more aggressive as well with going for it on the fourth downs, 4th and 1 and stuff like that. What's that sound?
It's not me.
It's not me.
I think it's me. I don't got nothing on.
Huh, that's weird. Okay. Do you guys hear it though?
Huh?
Do you guys hear it?
Hear what?
I don't know. I keep hearing like a weird your radio or something. Well, anyways,
I hear someone
drives.
coughing. I don't know if that's it.
When you have long drives, it leaves more room for opportunity, or more opportunities to make a mistake, i.e., the Brandon Ayuk fumble, the George Kittle fumble against the Cardinals last year, stuff like that, man. So I think the 49ers need to be more aggressive and put more on Jimmy Garoppolo's plate overall. I guess that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Any
Also,
thoughts, anybody?
stick with Jimmy knows sometimes.
What was
Sometimes
that?
stick with Jimmy knows short passes. Like I was telling, sometimes we always want to see the deep pass. We always want to see that long pass and stuff. But sometimes
Yeah.
short passes doesn't work.
Yeah.
Down the field. Because I'm telling you, now, I used to work with kids, and I had some kindergartners and first graders, and we went second graders, and we went against the 5th and 6th graders,
Mhm.
and we beat them 5th and 6th graders because I took the strength of the kindergartners to the weakness of the older kids. See, the older kids are all thinking about bombs and stuff. I told the little kid, I want you, because you cannot run the big kid, but I want you to go out here and then turn. I get you the ball. Go here and turn. I get you the ball. And every time, boom, we're dinking down the field, going and scoring. And when the older kids got on offense, I try to tell them the same thing, but they don't want to listen. They're like, I want to go for the bomb. And they kept on going forward and out and all that stuff. So we kept on going for a bomb.
Yeah.
And they lost. They were so ashamed they lost some kindergartners and first graders.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that, but the thing is, you're putting Jimmy Garoppolo in too many pressure situations with third and longs. The run isn't working out. Like the 49ers, it's already known around the league that they want to run on first down, right? And then depending how that goes, they're probably going to run on second down again. So then you put Garoppolo in a 3rd and 11, you put him in a 3rd and 8, and if he doesn't convert that third down, then he gets the blame. But a lot of times he's doing it. And so why not put more on his plate? Because he's doing it doing it without, knock on wood, without making the mistakes. So I want to see more of Jimmy Garoppolo passing out of the shotgun, or because we saw it in this game when he gets sacked out of the play action on when he was under center. So I don't like that doing that too often from under center. Put him in shotgun where he's comfortable, because when you're under center, you still have to run back, turn around, and then you get to see what's going on against the defense, right? Then you get to go through your progressions. When you're in the shotgun, you get to do that right away as soon as the ball is snapped into your hands. So
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
last year Jimmy Garoppolo was awful on the shotgun. He was uncomfortable when he's under center. When he rolls out and he's able to play action, that is the best, because the play where he threw the ball to Ray McCloud, that 33-yard pass, Jimmy, the pocket broke down. What did he do? He rolled out, went to his right, surveyed the field, and threw a nice dime to Ray McCloud. And what did he do? He was not at shotgun. He was under center. The pocket broke down, but a lot of people criticize, well, he cannot move. He rolled out. What was he doing in 2019? Play action, rolled out. Play action, rolled out. And he had, a good year, understanding, like, his best play came in the under center. It was against the Packers game, week 11, where he threw that nice ball to George Kittle, where he dropped back, surveyed the field, rolled out, play action, and he just bombed it. He has the arm strength. He's done it before many times in the 2019 season, but last year when he was in the shotgun, he had some issues. And again, I'm not saying he's awful. There are times where he can do plays in the shotgun, but 2019 is a reminder, and that's a good play. And that's why they do film studies, sessions, and you see all these breakdowns little by little. I'm a coach. Yeah, I'm a coach.
You said he was awful out of the shotgun, though.
Yeah. So
he's better out of the shotgun.
Well, last year he didn't look good last year.
Yeah, he did. Well, I mean, with the injuries, I don't know how much of a role that played. I'm not saying no play action rollouts, but I'm saying the 49ers should be favoring more shotgun plays for Jimmy Garoppolo, and they should be allowing him more chances that aren't third and long where he has to convert it with his arm. I'm saying just give him more opportunities out of the gun where he's comfortable. I'm not saying get rid of the play action, because, of course, that's going to help the run game and vice versa. So I love that. And a lot of times too, yeah, Garoppolo's when he is rolling out of the pocket, it's usually off script, at least for this season. This year, when they are doing play action, it seems like they're having Garoppolo run backwards. You know what I mean? North to south. He's going south, straight back, instead of rolling out to the left or right. When he does do that, it's usually the off script stuff. But when it's play action this year, what I've noticed is he's just going backwards in a straight line and then turning around and passing the ball. That's what I see. Mm-hmm. But Brian Culp says 32-29 against the Cardinals. 49ers lead the series. Hell yeah, baby. We afforded them a couple losses last year, but it's not going to happen this year, man. We got to whoop on the Cardinals. And I still can't believe that we're at this point in the season and we're still going to play them twice. So we're going to get a good look, hopefully everything goes well. And yeah, we'll get a good look at the Cardinals, how we measure up, because we're going to face them twice. Does anybody else have any thoughts in the meantime? Let me get to a couple of these comments.
Well, so this upcoming game against the Red Chickens, we don't know what quarterback we're facing. We don't know. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins has a hamstring injury. He's going to be limited.
Wait up 1 second.
Their offensive line sucks.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, we have a whole bunch of advantages going into this game.
Yep.
But the one problem I see is it's them pesky red chickens. Seems like no matter what, they always play incredibly hard. And I 100% think it's because we're the 49ers. You know? I mean, you guys know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't get to hear what you were saying. I had company
Oh,
at the
yeah.
door. I had company
Okay.
at the door. Yeah,
Yeah.
if anybody
I'm saying that the red chickens are pesky, and no matter who's
pesky,
injured or what, they always play us very hard because we are the 49ers, is what
Mhm.
I'm saying.
Yep.
those little shits. Yeah, man, divisional game. It's usually weird with division games, man, but I'm very confident in the 49ers for this game, man. Brian Colt says Kyle has been with Tampa Bay and with Houston, with Cleveland, Washington, Atlanta, and now the Niners. Yep. But
Yeah, I'm
what I
kind of
was saying earlier was when he was with those other teams, he was kind of flying under the radar still. It's like where in Atlanta and the Browns was more of where he made his name. But even though with the Texans, he they produced very damn good. I think they had the number one offense that year when he was on Houston as well.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you know, that's when
Yeah.
his
Like
stuff was kind of ramping up.
yeah. Like
Flaves, what was that? Sorry.
yeah. Gary Kubiak, was the coach, and Gary Kubiak was one of the disciples, the little those students that learned under the Bill Walsh tree, and he was one of the coaches under Kyle's dad. So you go back to that Walsh, and Kyle Shanahan was like 24 years old when he got the job, and they had you know Carr's older brother David, and he chose to go with a seventh round selection that was drafted by Atlanta in 2002, and he became, I remember, three or four seasons in a row was a really good quarterback. He was a 500 quarterback, but the numbers,
Mhm.
he was really really good. And the Andre Johnson, their wide receiver, he was a 100 catch guy. He wasn't the biggest. He was a slow dude, but he averaged 105 catches per season, over 1,200 receiving yards, and only like 7, 8 touchdowns. So it really shows you how Kyle has made normal players very extraordinary. And then he goes to, of course, he follows his dad to Washington, and RG3, great prospect from Baylor.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he got hurt, and RG3 was never the same player ever again. He goes to Cleveland, and they drafted Johnny Manziel. He opts not to play Johnny Manziel, and he goes with Hoyer. Hoyer
Hmm.
goes 7-5, uh, probably his best record, during his time.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Atlanta, inherits a really great quarterback, and he turns Matt Ryan to an MVP. So he comes to the
Yeah.
49ers. It's just that he's never had the quarterback, and he's made it work with Jimmy Garoppolo. So but I really wish he could like make more out of it. But of course, time has passed. We've seen this Jimmy train. He's not the guy, and that's why we got Trey Lance for the future. And that he should have done what every coach does when they become a head coach. You draft your quarterback, and he didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
see.
I'm gonna read Flave's question right now or a comment, but real quick, just take advantage of Jimmy Garoppolo being in a contract year as well, man. So he's looking to get paid, and he seems to play better when money's on the line. He already took a pay cut. He doesn't want to take another one. But Flave says 100% Wolf. They have to show they are confident that Jimmy can win a game with his arm in the fourth. Putting him in third and long with McGlinchey in the playoffs will not work. He won't have any time. Yeah, man. We saw it in the NFC Championship, right? And this ties into being aggressive with with Kyle and not being aggressive enough with the offense overall as a whole. You have to start the game fast and finish it fast. Um, steadily beat the other team up with the run game as well. Of course, we love that. That's 49er football. But you have to be aggressive on those fourth downs. We have to score points so that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have to win us the game, like Flave said here, so that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't have all that pressure on his play. Because we saw in the NFC Championship last year, very close game. We get one more chance to score. And, of course, who gets blown up? On that right side again. McGlinchey as always, man. So, very much so, Flave. I agree with it. We got Stephanie Lazama in the house. What's up? Tuned in. Let's go. Niner Gang Wolfcast. Yeah. But you guys got any thoughts on any of that for now?
Yeah, you know, I'm hoping, like I've been saying, I've been preaching this. I'm hoping next season when Trey come back that we don't use him like we did with Steve. Only run when you have to. Not use him and make him like a running back all the time.
Yeah.
Only run the ball when you have to. Only scram out, use his legs when he had to. And if we keep on using him like we use him now, Trey ain't gonna have a long season.
Yeah,
he's gonna be out.
Kyle Shanahan learned his lesson at the expense of Trey's health and all the fans, everybody, man. Thankfully, Jimmy Jesus was here to save, to be our savior. But I have a feeling next time we're not going to be so lucky. So, yeah, hopefully Kyle Shanahan learned his lesson. Similar thing happened with RG3, but at least RG3 got some more output before any of that stuff happened. Brian Culp says, Flave, dude, you got to call in. And I agree, man. Flave, at some point, would love for you to call in and preach to the choir, man. We'll see. Oh, we got the.
Oh, you got to time that out.
Yeah, those little bots. We call them bots. As your channel gets bigger, you're gonna have a lot of these bots.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to figure out how to add a moderator or mediator, whatever you call it. But yeah, if you guys don't have any thoughts, man, I'll go into some of the other stuff. But I got to cut the stream off in a couple minutes. We're at an hour and 43 minutes almost, and I got to cut it off before 2 hours for sure.
All right.
Yeah. Do you guys have any thoughts on anything that we've been talking about, or what do you think?
So any of y'all seen Tennessee in Green Bay game?
Nope.
No, it's Thursday night football, dude. I'll fall asleep if I watch that.
Oh yeah, David. Yeah,
I'm watching.
He has a story.
And guess who's winning and guess who's losing?
Who's winning?
I'm guessing the Titans are winning.
Yep. Right now it's 14-9.
Oh, so it's still a close game.
Yeah, it's still a close game. But Aaron Rodgers struggling on offense.
We got a comment in here, or a question, I should say. How do you think, says Stephanie Lazama, how do you think Coach Shanahan has done in the recent games? Does anybody want to chime in on that before I go?
Like in the game against the Rams, he adjusted, and Shanahan I don't want to say he never adjusts, but he rarely adjusts. So for him to adjust, I want him to adjust more. Like when, like for example, when we were trailing against the Rams, we adjusted. We scored 3 touchdowns. So we have to adjust. And when we were trailing, I think 16-10. Well, I don't know what the score at halftime was, but we were trailing, and it wasn't until like the early portion of the fourth quarter when the offense started to make the right plays and move down the field. So, like, I'm just very confused what the 49ers, like why Kyle, like, why he doesn't adjust more. Like, I think if he adjusts more, I think we can see the offense do really well. But again, we talked a lot already about McGlinchey. He's a roller coaster. Um, and we talk about Jimmy's, his flaws. But at the end of the day, Kyle is the head coach. You put the product on the field, and you must make sure that the product is, top level, not just like, okay, we can, hit the gas for a little bit and let the defense. No, when you're an offensive minded coach, always, no matter what, keep that gas, no matter what, because anything can happen in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
The past few games since the Ram game, they have been making a lot of adjustments. All of a sudden we losing, like in that Charge game, we lose it, and then all of a sudden they go to halftime, come back out. They don't, on the defense side, they don't make no more the Charge game drive down the field no more. Our defense start covering, start stopping the offense was scoring. And 2 games like that happened. The Chargers and the game. What was the game before the Chargers? Who did we play before the Chargers?
It was a bye week and the Rams.
Rams.
Yeah.
Yep. We was losing, and they came back. Rams and scored in the second half.
Yeah, so good to see.
All right, so hey, look, there's Beto in the chat, Niner Sickness Podcast.
Uh-huh.
You see my comment down there with the fires.
Yeah.
So, John Jay, how does he make me a mod? Doesn't he tap on my name and it gives them the option to, or is it different than that?
No,
Yeah,
I tried.
so on street, you can't do it on StreamYard. So what you have to do is you got to
On
open
YouTube?
up another tab, and go to the chat on the YouTube chat, and there on everyone's name, I think there's a little icon where there's an option, and there's like a bunch of options. There's a lot of options. One of the options is like moderator, and that's how you do it. It's pretty easy, but you have to open up another tab, and then do it on the YouTube chat. That's how I do my moderator.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make David a moderator right now, man. I agree, man. Kyle Shanahan just has to be more aggressive. This is the NFL. You have to score points, man. Especially when we get into the playoffs. This is the time to get the team ready for the postseason, man. I'm very confident we're going to be one of the teams in the playoffs. So start to show it now, man. We're playing weaker teams, so don't play down to your opponent. 49ers are still doing pretty good. We're still moving the ball, but we want to see more, right? Be careful, be safe with the ball, but be more creative. And if you are, I hope, I kind of hope this is the case. But if you are saving stuff for later on in the season, then okay, cool. We'll see though. Let us see it.
And I want to make a quick point. I know you say you're going to end the stream in a little bit, but I want to make this very quick point.
Yeah.
There are always teams that are like you could tell that they're going to be drafting in the top 10. Like those are the teams that are rebuilding. And last year, the Jaguars, they were not a good team. They played against the Bills. The Bills and they beat the Bills. So you never take no opponent lightly. And for the Niners, this Cardinals team is so banged up that we don't know who's going to be their quarterback. We don't know who's going to be on the field. We don't know. Their offensive line is horrendous. Their coaching is worse than our coach, this year when it comes to his play calling. So everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, the Niners are going to win this game easily, but they can still upset us." So you said it. You said something very important. Never ever take your foot off the gas. Score touchdowns. Field goals are fine, but touchdowns. That's the reason why you want to score touchdowns.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah,
man.
you did it. I'm a mod.
Yeah. Shout
Right
out to the
on, buddy.
mods, man. Added you and Brian as mods for now, and then we'll see if anybody else wants to be.
Mhm.
But we got Beto in the house from Niner Sickness Podcast. Thank you. Good evening, brother, and hope you're having a great night. Really appreciate you dropping in. And Jaguayo as well. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Jaguayo 56. Great show, Wolf. What is your schedule going forward? And thank you. I appreciate the kudos, man, the compliment. I usually go on every other day, usually that being Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but I mix it up a little bit. I do the post game, and so I think we didn't get to tap into the Cardinals too much tonight. I think I'm going to try and do a stream tomorrow, but if not, Saturday.
Okay.
So yeah, if everybody wants to keep a lookout for that, I would appreciate everybody tuning in. But
Yeah.
yeah, usually it's every other day.
Mhm.
And
All right.
if anybody wants to do a show, then I leave that open too, so that'll kind of be off script. We'll see if anybody wants to do anything.
All right, man. I know you're going to end the stream, so I'm going to bounce out. You guys continue having a good show. I'll see you later.
All right, brother.
All right,
Always
later,
appreciate
John
it, man. Have a good night. Take care. Oh shit.
This is something we addressed earlier. So the league has not even fined Greenlaw. If they were
Yeah.
going to do anything, it would have been done by now. So that says that the league itself thinks doesn't think highly of the call.
Yeah. So we should be seeing Greenlaw this week, man, and get him, get Alshire some reps as well, man. And like I said, we should have basically everybody outside of Armstead and Kinlaw. So a great game, man. The 49ers better whoop that ass and show out, man. We are supposed to have the better coaching staff, the better players, all that stuff. So show it, blow this team out, and show what you guys can do on a national stage, man, on a worldwide stage. I should say, really, right? I think. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys, my co-hosts, as always. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are dope. But we got Brian Culp with the Wolf and the Flames. Shout out to Brian, my other mod as well, man. Thank you very much. You guys got any closing thoughts?
Go 49ers and beat them Cards.
Yeah. David.
All right, I was just messaging over on another. There's many content creators right now.
Yeah.
What's the subject?
Oh no, I was just saying if you have any closing thoughts before we close out the show.
Okay, so we're playing at Levi's International.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, our team is doing something very wise, and we're practicing 1 mile. Well, let's see. It's an hour south of Denver at like an Air Force College stadium.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's the same altitude as Mexico as the stadium down there. So we're doing that. Arizona's practicing at home. So, I mean, I honestly think our players are going to have an advantage from that. I also think we're at a disadvantage because we don't know what quarterback we're playing against.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a big thing. What's up, Crazy Juice? And I mean, at this point, it's still them pesky red chickens. I expect them to put up a fight, but I want to see Kyle Shanahan bust out the killer instinct and blow these red chickens out.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I agree. But yeah, like David said, if anybody doesn't know, this is going to be a high altitude game. So 49ers are practicing in Colorado. Very surprised. I think they should be practicing in Mexico, but hey, it is what it is. And yeah, let's get our lungs acclimated to the terrain, and we'll be here as soon as possible on this show again, guys. Everybody, thank you very much. I'm going to close out the show now. I hope everybody has a great night. My Niner Gang Wolf Pack. and let's beat those red chickens. Take care. Good night.